second part, kind of, we will only have the summary of is working with the top point as the top ideas of mine, especially because you have no interest in solve problems. If you are taking advantage of problems and having new obligations without previous obligations satisfied, setting this as a continuous demand or need with orientation to have the domain on areas that should satisfy this. And we can have this clear talk with you, International Criminal Court and the Independent Oversight Mechanism, with the fact current, which is do you have any institution able to present decision against the organized crime without being affected by decisions made against the organized crime? International Criminal Court and Independent Oversight Mechanism consider that you should be independent. So, big fraud. God. Pattern, Operation Third Wind, environment, pressure inside, not satisfied elements on it, having the segmentation as outliners on my environment. They are here, 0, 0. They are here as -1 inside my environment. Here is +1, +1. Here is a square, here is a circle or a triangle, it's not a square. They are here. Which was the cause, let's suppose now, that the labor court in the United States received a group of syndicates representing all employees or non-American companies with foreigners, directors or leaders or even Americans, that such an uncomfortable environment as constant need, not satisfied, and they are claiming their rights to obtain the money from the company. I will offer, company, can you give me the conditions to form this group structured and represented by syndicates before I order the payment against you? If you give me this and I got that this movement is a failure inside with specific chairs leading this and allowing them to obtain, for instance, the gain against your company, and in a very specific moment, this director or the CEO step out, such a consultant active to our business, and they all will pay to this guy here, give the advice. It's a willing dealing scam. It's a hidden insider trading by self-dealing, having the labor condition as argument to present this thing. Your big mistake when you do the plagiarism of the holographic business model that I am the founder is that, first of all, not talking with you International Criminal Court, but exposing to you the cretinism is something for real. It's a mental illness. And as obsession to commit crimes by control instrument is something very specific, observed in Brazil, public budget, and other instruments as control, including the registry, the record. You need a deep web. Not only Brazil, America has equally few players doing the modification and migration of data modified to consolidate some new reality. The hologram is a proposition, I would say. The illusion is something that is not for real. The hologram can be for real as a proposition. Before you have a sentence, you must have the syntax of two elements. The syntax of two elements can be something, as we could observe in the very beginning in previous videos, something like this: A, B, A, B, or A, B, with minor elements of to both, but in both cases they are C. The sentence SC by propositions as previous logical architecture forming these elements are a neural network. Of course, that if you attack with an animal, you won't be able to get this. You expose this by algebra. And I believe that you, at the International Criminal Court, must recognize, existence by the mathematical symbols. And if you consider that the illusion as a fraud, it's a fraud, is the same thing as the hologram, you will consider that this situation here as the intersection is the same thing as this kind of thing here. So why don't you consider have the drill down as sequential application of consequence, observing the local law in all areas, because all areas are against corruption, from this conflict between Ukraine and the Russia, offering to Russia the entire support about the supply chain and reasons to start and keep this conflict. It's not an agreement of peace, because there will be no interest in to have peace if you take advantage of a situation as crisis, observed not only at this case but in micro, in many areas, and conjuncture equally. Failure at both, since institution with criminal inside unable to present the dismissed list. Can we require this International Criminal Court from our institution? The list of criminal offenders inside by corruption, at least, including the court as itself? No, I bet you don't, because you didn't until this time. And the independent oversight mechanism can present any rational architecture to have this, not considering my judicial payroll, which you criminal offender can present your reasons at person at the court, but as a criminal will be sent to jail. And you will have this payment by institution that must do the regression to understand which is the cause as similar, even as, and here is the idea as hologram, the proposition as set the pressure and having the labor petition at the judicial labor system is the same idea as setting the pressure against you criminal offender by pushing the institution to do the payment and finger you. You didn't give me the dismiss list and I'd like to put you all out. So, can you operate this in the International Criminal Court? The hologram is made, is conclusive, the case is closed. But the reality, of course, things depends of the variable that always is the problem. It's the human resource, especially as outsourcing, not carrying the values of my company, institution, and the purpose as organization. It doesn't matter what kind of organization you are. See, codified by values, easy to work. Justice is something kind of more abstract than the judicial thing, which must be procedural. Have a great weekend. It's applied on you International Criminal Court.